Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. Dai here, and for this video, I'll be reviewing the Sword Art Online movie, Ordinal Scale. Now, I'd like to start this off by saying that I actually love Sword Art Online and all of its seasons. If you're one of those haters, then I suggest you leave now or try to embrace a new perspective. I saw the film at a one-time only screening prior to its official release, and the theater was packed with fellow anime fans who all cheered and applauded this film. It's that kind of anime fan that I'm focusing on. This will be a lighthearted, spoiler-free review, so please enjoy. Now, a lot of movies based on existing anime franchises tend to be inconsequential. Cowboy Bebop, Fairy Tail, and Brotherhood are fair examples. You could skip them entirely and not miss out on any of the core story. Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale, however, is a direct sequel to the anime, carrying the torch into a new, exciting premise. Essentially, the latest technology to hit Japan is called Augma, a small headset that functions similarly to a VR headset, but instead communicates with your brain to produce augmented reality. Closest we've got to that publicly right now is like Pokemon Go. Just imagine that, but on a much larger scale. Augmented reality allows you to put artificial information into the real world. You can transform buildings, pick up weapons, and fight enemies that are designed to overlap with your actual surroundings. It's like the entire country is a LARPing battle at the park without any of the costumes or weapons, just people running around swinging at air. Actually though, it is pretty awesome. The Augma devices are extremely popular, especially because they allow users to play Ordinal Scale, the fully immersive MMO. It incorporates elements from Sword Art, Alfheim, and Gun Gale Online, so that players of any of those games can enjoy. Furthermore, Augma gives users the opportunity to see Yuna, a fully augmented AI who serves as an idol all across Japan. Because of this, virtual reality games are getting less attention. Everyone's swept up in the new tech except for Kirito, who still prefers full dive gaming. He gets dragged in, however, when his posse discovers that Ordinal Scale is incorporating special boss events featuring enemies from Aincrad. Now roped into this new game, Kirito remains hesitant about using his Augma, and for good reason. The art style here is the same SAO we know and love, but is definitely sporting a larger budget thanks to being a 2-hour feature film. Pretty much everything from combat to drama is animated beautifully, and is quite the visual spectacle. You can tell the creators didn't cut corners. All the main SAO characters are back, and I was very much impressed by how they were all handled within the film. Kirito faces a new struggle, that playing a video game using his own physical body is difficult. His best moments, though, come from taking his relationship with Asuna to the next level, which is perhaps my favorite part of the narrative. Asuna's actually really into Ordinal Scale, and uses all of her Aincrad experience to totally kick ass. If you're still salty about the lack of Asuna action scenes, then look no further. The character that got some much-needed love was Klein. His moments of screen time definitely sport him as a more critical part of the story, compared to previous arcs. By contrast, Egil doesn't really shine as much. Of course, the harem's all here. Liz and Silica are both energetic and welcome characters when seeing them in the real world. They're still definitely supporting characters without a lot of backstory, but they carry a lot of charm. Xenon's a fun treat, especially now that she's back in action with her sniper rifle. She stands out as a dependable friend when needed most. Suguha sits a lot of the movie out, but still definitely gets her time to shine, even though it's brief. There's also a little surprise for Yuki fans as well. Thanks to the augmented reality, Kirito and company are able to see Yui without the webcam he designed in Season 2. Ordinal Scale introduces 3 new characters. One is Dr. Shigemura, CEO of the company that designed the Augma. He's spoilerific, so I won't sweat the details. As mentioned before, there's Yuna, the augmented reality idol. She appears at first as more of a sensation than anything else, but she develops into an extremely key character. Then there's Eiji, Ordinal Scale's rank 2 swordsman, who, despite being in the real world like all the other players, moves and fights with ease. He's ridiculously strong, but appears to be up to something nefarious. The new characters are awesome, but it's how the film caters to its existing cast that really impressed me. There are satisfying moments for all of them. So we start off with a looser dramatic question this time, but it grows stronger by the minute. What's Augma all about? Is it safe? How will our main characters take to this new technology? The film overwhelms you with these sorts of questions until buckling down on the main conflict. Is there an ulterior motive for the Augma's development? Can something be done about it? As a film, you can rest assured that these key questions are answered reasonably. But for the same reasoning, events seem awfully rushed, which is normal for films compared to their anime counterparts. What surprised me most, however, was the further development of Kirito and Asuna's relationship. The two of them have a planned camping trip to go see a meteor shower, and the entire film builds up around the big day. This is great, because their love helps make the film feel like the centerpiece of the entire franchise thus far. I say that because the end of the film flat out reveals a third season will be coming. As usual, we're graced with an amazing score composed by Yuki Kajiura. More specifically, if you've heard the music in Fate Zero, then a lot of what you'll hear is extremely similar, especially when Calafina shows up. Not exactly the most original score, but it's hard to complain when it still sounds so lovely. All the original Japanese voices return for their roles in the film, which is great. The situations the characters go through are still new enough that you can hear your favorite characters react in new ways, while still being familiar and pleasant. As with the original anime, this film is no doubt going to cause polarizing opinions due to its popularity, despite my praise. Ordinal Scale definitely stretches our suspension of disbelief at times. Despite taking place in the real world, the game's players all seem extremely agile and competent. You could file this under basic anime logic, but I've already seen comments from haters tearing each and every mechanic and plot point apart. But doing that really only seems to miss the entire point of SAO as a whole. For every person complaining about Kirito's overpowered strength, you've got others who love his character for the power fantasy. If part of the lore isn't fully explained, it doesn't change the fact that the over-the-top action and spectacle are what fans are actually here to see. As such, it's really easy to recommend. If you don't like SAO, then you're not going to like this one, in part because you're already prepared to dislike it. However, if you love SAO as much as I do, then Ordinal Scale is without a doubt the best entry in the series, giving you the same romance, animation quality, and even fan service that the series is known for, only now in a more concentrated glory with fantastic visuals and thrilling developments. The story certainly goes a tad too fast, and you'll likely scratch your head at some of the more far-fetched bits. But all the things you want to see from this movie are present. With that, I give Ordinal Scale a recommendation of amazing. It's the ideal film for SAO fans, and is solid enough to really stand out and deserve its popularity. It's truly a treat for the anime world. There you have it. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and subscribe to OtakuDaiKun for more anime reviews, discussions, recommendation lists, lore videos, and Let's Plays. Until the next video, celebrate your fandom.